writers.
Wow.
We have students. We even have a Disneyland character. I'm going to tell you who. But he looks guilty. Anyway, my theme, since you guys took care of the body part stuff, I don't have to read big dick, big mouth, or I've had tits, so I'm not going to. My theme is sort of nostalgia. You know, we had 9/11 recently, and this is a poem I wrote a year later. Okay, well, yeah, 2004. I miss the Cold War. I miss the Cold War. Cloak and daggers, spies, secret codes, shorelines bristling with nukes, mutually assured destruction. Mad. How cheerful that now sounds. And I miss the enemy, that broad-faced mass of men with sickles and women with brooms, those black-haired multitudes in red Mao jackets, young pioneers, mustachioed dictators, Reds, pinko commie sympathizers. How I miss the old, predictable adversary. I miss the red phone, the black box, the button, the domino theory, bomb shelters, the constant threat of nuclear strike. How safe, how comfortable that ungainly teeter-totter seems from the darkness of this new and lonely perch. How I miss being one of the good guys, knowing we were right. That's an old one of mine. I'm going to read another old one. I won't read about cats, though. But, you know, this is, in a way, it's nostalgia, thinking about heaven. This is heaven BC. Think about what heaven was like. Okay, I want to know what heaven was like before it filled with the clamorous throngs of the forgiven. Was it empty, like a freshly built hotel, tangy with the smell of new paint and carpet? Did God's footsteps echo in the marble halls? Did its vast banquet tables stretch out bare, stacked with empty goblets, snowy folded napkins, piles of newly painted plates? Who stood by to serve at that naked buffet? Whom had he hired to pluck the golden harp's virgin strings? Who hovered near to play God, to play cards with a lonely God? Or was heaven maybe just an eerie playground for the unborn? A giant meadow for the spirits of long-departed pets to romp amid immortal grass? An enormous glittering swimming pool bobbing with the Buddhist, Jewish, or Hindu bathers who somehow managed to get there first? I don't know. What was heaven like? And furthermore, I'm just pissed off about stuff. So this poem is called The Rapture. I mean, what if? How I envy the furry, black, yellow-striped caterpillar that climbs the lush stems of the basil plants. Sheltered within the deep green redolent canopy, it spends its days feasting on the fragrant leaves, unaware that with each delicious bite, it destroys its gorgeous habitat. By the time the leaves are all reduced to lacy stubble, it will be time to find a resting place, pull a shroud over itself, and wait for the dawn of the next life. How I envy the furry black, yellow-striped caterpillar that can destroy its world and retreat to the succor of a regenerative cocoon. This is another nostalgia poem, so sorry. Nostalgia for the Norman invasion. I'm a teacher. I like to teach people. You probably already know what happened to English when the Normans invaded, but I'm going to read to you about it anyway. And some of you have heard this. I'm sorry to trot out the old ones, but whatever. The Norman invasion. The Normans landed in Britain in pointy shoes and floppy hats, unpacked their rich cloth bags of ornate Latinate words and speech, and the island would never be the same. Where once a man might simply think, he now could also cogitate. Where once he looked and watched, he now learned also to observe. He no longer simply talked or spoke, for he could now also discuss, dispute, debate, converse. To eat was no longer a simple affair, as the English learned not just to chew, but as well to masticate, ingest, and therefore to create excrement, feces, to later defecate. All this where there used to be only one short word, both noun and verb. And, thanks to the Randy Normans, the island woman soon learned to copulate, fornicate, and have intercourse, when all those crude and lazy English men would ever learn to do was fuck. And keeping with my nostalgia theme, this is called Tailless. I miss my tail. Still see it in my mind. Twitching, no, swaying provocatively on the sidewalk. It will forget me, find another stump, make a new attachment. I'll wander tailless for a while, lighter. It's easier taking corners this way, but still, it's a shock at times, like combing your hair after a drastic haircut. You scrape your neck for days, but your head feels free in its new nakedness. After a while, I'll start hunting a new tail, try a few on, twitch, twitch. Keep one for a while, see how well it corners. Lug it around for too long after. By then, I'll be too old to fit a new one. I'll have to live with this other tired tail. Sometimes I'll miss my old one, the one I left on the pavement this morning, the one with the diamond pattern, iridescent houndstooth, gold threads invisible to casual eye, threads that match mine exactly. I'm going to release you for just two more. Okay. Thank you guys for coming. This one, I'm just proud of it because you could see it downtown in Long Beach, but how often can you hear it? Okay. This is the one I got paid for. It's stimulus. I'm so stimulated. But Murray is the one who really, yeah, how many dollars per word? We don't even know. That's too much math, but his was short. Anyway, it's called I'll Give You Red. I'll give you red, the color the Russians loved so much they used it to make the word for beautiful, krasny. I'll give you scarlet, from the epaulets of blackbirds, or cardinal, from the spirits threading through a steamy green Midwestern afternoon. I'll give you crimson, from the feathers the parrot hides in his tail and only lets us see when he is furious. Here is your cerise, the sad, shameful stain of cherries, and vermilion, the bright sash of yesterday that lingers on the horizon. I'll give you ruby, the color of lies that lovers tell themselves, the flame at the prism's deepest heart. But I will keep this red, the drunken, sweet, damp scent of the breeze that sweeps over strawberry fields in June.
Yeah.